Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Scary here. I'll try to make this one a quick one today, but I got a lot of content and I'm going to try to make it quick. I'm actually timing this. So I got a friend of mine. His name's Jeremy. I've been friends with Jeremy for almost 20 years, something like that. He lives up in Dayton, Ohio, and he's an engineer for a massive corporation. I'm not going to name the name of the corporation. He'd be angry if I told you. But he makes a lot of money. This guy is loaded. And he's married. He's married to a woman named Elizabeth. She's a sweetheart. They've been married a little bit over 10 years. And they got a beautiful home in Dayton. They have no kids. They've elected to have dogs instead, which is fine. Whatever you want. Whatever works for you, you know. He's a great husband. Jeremy's a great husband. Doesn't even look at other women. She's gorgeous. I mean, she is gorgeous. She is like a 10. She's like a 20 on a scale of 10. She's gorgeous. And she doesn't look at other men. He doesn't look at other women. They have a great marriage. The one thing they both have in common is they're both really cheap. I mean, between the two of them. You know, she works at a library, doesn't make a lot of dough, but she doesn't need to. She works at a library to stay busy, to stay out of the house, get out of the house. He is the one, he makes over $250,000 a year. And just two of them makes a lot of money. So that said, Jeremy is one of these types of people. Well, like I said, they're both cheap. They go on the cheap with everything in the house. If something's broken, they call me. If I can't get there, and it's because Dayton from where I live in Cincinnati is about a 45-minute ride without traffic. And I would do anything for him. He's a great guy. He's done a lot for me. But they're cheap. They would rather call me, bring my drill and a roll of duct tape to fix something in the house, and to call a contractor. God forbid they have to pay a contractor. That's just how they are. They're very frugal, you know. They're so tight they squeak when they walk. I give them shit about that all the time. So Jeremy called me this morning. I just got home from Dayton. I was in Dayton all morning. Elizabeth's out of town. She's at a wedding shower somewhere in one of the Hawaiian Islands. She flew out there. She flew coach. They could afford first class, but no. I mean, I fly first class, and I made $50,000 last year. I live like a king on $50,000, but she could fly first class, but she would drive and fly coach. Anyway, long story. I don't want to go into where she is. She's in one of the Hawaiian Islands for a baby shower with one of her girls she went to college with. He calls me this morning in a frenzy. Gary, what are you doing right now? I said, well, I just got out of bed. It's like 7:30 in the morning. I just got up, I'm having a cup of coffee. What's going on? He was freaking out. I could tell in his voice he was of the frenzy. And he said his wife was out of town and she'd be back in town the day after tomorrow. So you've got 2-day window, right? He said, Gary, I got out of the shower this morning and I stumbled and I went to brace myself and I grabbed a hold of the nearest thing to me, and it was the towel rack on the wall, and I jerked it off the wall, clean off the wall. Gary, clean off the wall. It broke. I got to get it fixed. Elizabeth will have my ass if she comes home, and that's broken. Can you help me out? I said, yeah, sure, Jeremy. Let me stop off at Home Depot on the way up and pick up some parts, and I'll hook you up. I'll take you. You'll be right as rain. And he always says to me, what do you mean? Why do you call it Home Depot? I'm like, well, one of my best friends in all the world is gay. And he lives in Columbus, Ohio, but he used to live in Cincinnati. That's when I met him. And he is a manager at Home Depot, at a location in Home Depot up in Columbus, that area. I'm not going to say what location in Columbus, but he works in one of those. And he calls it Home Depot. So I call it Home Depot because he's a homo. So, Gary, that's so callous. That's what he says. That's so politically incorrect, Gary. I'm like, I don't care. I'm me. And Scott loves me anyway. He says I can call it Home Depot. So I said, send me a picture. So he sent me a picture on his phone from what it looked like. It tore clean off the drywall. So you could see that it was an abortion to begin with. the people that owned the house before he did, you can see there was multiple holes in there where the bracket was supposed to go to hold the towel rack. Now, if anyone is homeowner out there is watching this, or lives in an apartment, or has a condo or a house or whatever, and has had to been tasked with going to a hardware store and buying one of these towel holders in the box, they make it look so simple. But you need to be a rocket scientist to put one of these together and put it on a wall correctly and make it fit the first time. If you are not an engineer, a private contractor, or a construction person, forget about it. You got to hire someone to do it. Or you can get me to do it. I am the king of jerry rigging. I can jerry rig anything. A roll of duct tape. You can see it's been used. Look at all strands, different types of things I need for the width of the duct tape. Duct tape, Gorilla Glue, caulk, not cock, caulk, wood screws, lots of wood screws, and then in his case, he needed me to pick up a hunk of wood. He goes, get something decorative, Gary. Elizabeth is gonna shit. I said, we've already established that, bro. I will hook you up. I said, you need to save the bar that went between the brackets that came off the wall. They just save all the parts because he freaks out. Jeremy is so clumsy, he would trip over his own shadow. We've had that inside joke his whole life. He's extremely smart. He's an extremely gifted engineer, but he is clumsy. He's 5 years younger than me, so he just turned 60. He's clumsy. He trips over his own shadow. He goes, yeah, I saved the bar. I said, great. Hang on to it. You can throw everything else in the garbage can. You mean we don't need to save the screws? I said, Jeremy, what did I say? What did I say? Throw all the garbage out. Save the bar. This is the bar. That's what it looks like. It's like it starts here. It's how long it is. You all know what a bar is. I'm using this as an illustration because I bought one at Home Depot this morning in case he didn't save the bar. Because he's a dingbat in the head when it comes to practical stuff. We go over this all the time. So I drove up to Dayton, and I brought some tools with me. I brought my power drill, my cordless power drill, which is down in my car. I didn't bring it up here to show you. Everyone knows what a cordless drill looks like, so you don't need to go over that. But I brought some silicone caulk, just in case I didn't need to use it once I found out what I was working with. I brought my Gorilla Glue, my wood glue, and my screws that I showed you, my screws, and duct tape. And I picked up a piece of decorative wood. It's already on this. I bought 4 hunks of this wood. Didn't know what I was working with till I got there. I only used 2, so I got an extra one. I brought an extra one home. Trust me, my friends that know me know that Gary's going to find something to do with this hunk of wood at his condo. Because you know I'm not wasting anything. I'll find something to hang. I'll build my own thing. So what I did is I took this piece of wood and I put some screws in it like this, all right? On both sides of the wood. And then I guided this in there, all right? And, so you can kind of get an idea. This is what it's going to look like when you hang the towel on it, right? Easy, right? Super easy. Super easy. But then they say, well, what do you do about it sliding back and forth? Well, once you get this clamp in this way, you put another one this way to stop it from moving. I mean, I would have to really show you. I'm not going to show you. You get the idea. Well, Gary, and then you put plenty of this glue on the bottom of this, and you plant it to the wall and let it set up. Well, Gary, won't it slide off the wall while it's setting up? Now you're thinking, the people you're thinking, but I'm already 2 steps ahead of you. You take yourself some duct tape. What's that saying I have? If you can't duck it, fuck it. It's true. So you take a bunch of this duct tape out and you put it around the wood and you stick it to the wall. You stick it to the wall so it won't go anywhere while it's setting up. Well, won't the tape pull the existing paint off the wall while it's setting up? No, not necessarily, if the paint's been on that wall for a while. I mean, you're not going to plant the duct tape on there and really press down on it. All you're doing is you're putting it on the wall to hold the piece of wood there. Well, what do you do afterwards? And what do you do? What do you do? What do you do? What if? Don't ask me all that, Jeremy. If you're feeling squirrely, Jeremy, you could take this thing and paint it a color, if you want, with a little brush. Or you could paint the wood, if you want. But knowing Elizabeth and you, the guy, combined, you won't care just as long as the towel rack is in place and holding it on there. What do you care? And he doesn't care. He's just glad it's done. It took me a half an hour for the wood to set up. So we had another cup of coffee while the wood was setting up. Because I wasn't leaving the house. He would flip out. Whoa, what are we going to do if the wood doesn't set up on time? And if the wood doesn't set up on time and it slides off the wall, Gary, then what am I going to do? Then I'll be halfway home. You'll have to turn around and come back. That's exactly how he is. He's got a 5-year-old mind. That's how he thinks. He's not practical when it comes to this home remodeling. I call it Butcher Boy Remodeling Incorporated. So a bunch of these things are cheap. You could buy a bag of 15 at Home Depot for like less than $3. And you could use these for anything around the house. You could drill a bunch of these on a wall behind you, and you could hang stuff. Put clips on it, hang stuff. You should see my basement. You should see my tool shed in my basement, my tool wall. A bunch of these things hold everything together. That and glue and wood screws goes a long way. So I got it on the wall. So after the wood set up, I peeled the duct tape off the wall. Nothing came off of it. Because Jeremy thought something was coming off. It didn't. And then I put the bar up there with the clamp on it to the piece of wood. I said, give me a towel. Give me a towel, Jeremy. Give me a towel. Put it on there. Went like, put it on there. There you go. Right as rain. And he goes, do you think Elizabeth is going to like it? I said, did it cost you anything? He said, no. I said, she's going to love it. Because that's the first thing she says to the poor guy. What did it cost? Jeremy, what did it cost you? Because in the past, he's called contractors. And boy, it just pisses her off beyond all measure. What did it cost you? And that doesn't cost me anything. He gave me $20. I don't take money from him, but he goes, Gary, it's going to cost you some money to get up here with fuel. And it did. It cost me like half a tank of gas with my Cadillac. Maybe not quite a half a tank. But it probably took about $20 worth to top it off. I said, yeah, just give me $20, man. And that beautiful cup of coffee. He's got this gourmet coffee. They get it from somewhere in Spain. They have it shipped in. See, this is where they're not. This is where they spend their money on. They buy all organic shit. They buy nothing but the best when it comes to coffee. Coffees and teas, they got a whole library up there in the cupboard. They don't buy anything off the grocery shelf. They get it all shipped in from Amazon. They're quality beans. And they grind their own beans. Oh, my God. He gave me this coffee today. It made my nipples hard. I mean, he goes, God, what is this stuff? It tastes great. Well, we get this stuff. Elizabeth orders it, Gary. I don't know where she gets it. God, this shit's good. I thought Starbucks was good. Literally made my nipples hard. I was like, wow, that's good-ass coffee. Anyway, that's all I got. Just want to make this quick because I'm in my 24th hour without eating because I like the intermittent fast. Man, it feels so good. Intermittent fast, clean your body out. You go into autophagy. You burn off all those dead cells. I can go into hours about intermittent fasting. I don't have the time to talk about it, but if anyone out there knows Roger, my buddy Roger, he will tell you all about intermittent fasting because he's the one that got me on it. It's great. Sometimes I'll go 48 hours without eating. That's awesome. Your body doesn't need to eat 24/7. You don't have to keep on eating. Anyway, that's all I got on that. I'm not going to go into it. You all have a fantastic day, what's left of it. If you ever need anything at all, if you need a rigging king, just send it in the comments on any of these videos. And I read all my comments. And if you need any help and you're within an hour ride from me, I'll come out to your place. I'll fix it up for you. I'll hook you up. I won't charge you anything, just gas money. Because I love doing rigging work. I love rigging stuff. And I take pictures of my work so I can use it as my resume. All right, I'm ranting. I generally rant more when I'm in the intermittent fasting stage of like 24th hour or 25th hour because your mind is just like, you'll see. If just try intermittent fasting, your mind is so sharp. So sharp. Anyway, I gotta go. I gotta cook. Today's my day to cook. So enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of your week. Take care of yourselves and each other. Peace out.